Bam. Uncle Drew talking to you. Freelancer letting his freak flag fly for you, for everyone out there. I hope you are too. If you're a freelancer, we're a certain breed. And so we think about shit all the time, right? Okay, here's some stuff I've been thinking about. Because I'm thinking about doing this once again, and that is building up some kind of new expertise. Let me tell you what I did a few years back. What had happened was I had lost some gigs, but in the meantime, I had started a blog on energy issues in the area of Europe that I live in. And so what I thought, okay, I'll start, reading up on these things. I was interested in geopolitics and environmental issues and things like this. So I thought, okay, I'll start reading up on these things. And then I started a blog, okay? And not too long, kind of a few months in, somebody contacted me, said, hey, Drew, I'm from Canada. Would you like to cover some energy conferences for me? Write some content? And I said, hey, yes, yes, sir. His name was Rick. Thank you, Rick. I shall do. I shall oblige. It ended up being about 7 wonderful years where I did a deep dive into specifically the natural gas industry. Learned a hell of a lot, not just about energy and natural gas and oil, but also about climate change and just things from the, sort of every aspect of the natural gas business. So, what I want to suggest to you is if you are looking to become an expert in something, here was my method. It worked very well for me, and I'm thinking about doing this sort of for my next, chapter as sort of one of the things that I can rely on as a writer, copywriter, journalist, etc. Okay, so first of all, what I would suggest is find an area of interest for yourself. Okay, so just think about what interests you. Are you a person that lives in a certain area of the world? Maybe you're interested in politics or history, or could be any number of things. Scientific issues. Environment, of course, is very big. There are all kinds of environmental issues that affect our everyday lives. Things that are happening personally with you. Maybe a stage in your life. I'm kind of becoming a middle-ager, so I'm thinking about things like health issues, pension, budgeting issues, or retiring, things like this, healthcare issues, blah blah blah. Okay, so find an area of interest. That's number one of the 3 things that you should do. And then second, as I said, with the energy issues, is start monitoring stuff in the press. Set some Google alerts. You can figure out what your key phrases are and sort of see what kind of articles they suggest that you can read from the press. Not just the sort of mainstream press, but also many times journals. Could be medical journals. Could be any sort of literature that is available, and whatever's new and popping up in a Google search. And so you get links to that, and then you start reading up on that. And then what I did all those years ago, I started a blog. You wouldn't necessarily have to do this, but I found that it was a good way to put some bait on the hook. People in this sort of small niche of natural gas in Europe. I had a good name for the blog. I got a little burnout on it, so that's why I didn't continue it, because I ended up getting all this work from it. But basically, figure out maybe what is not being covered in English in a region. For example, you start reading, finding interesting snippets. You can start blogging. Basically, you're kind of bullshitting a bit. It's a little improvisation about what you think about, I don't know, how is this geopolitical issue, for example, affecting what's going on in this other country? You read a variety of articles from different sources, and you see, oh, well, how can I connect the dots here? Wow. Meanwhile, in this country next door, is using much less gas because they are, I don't know, using more solar this year or whatever, okay? So, it's step number 3 when you start blogging. That's when you start to connect the dots, form some opinions, and then all of a sudden, you start to become fluent in these issues. So that's your whole objective in, this building up this expertise. So, area number 1, find an interest. Or step number 2, start monitoring stuff in the press and journals and everything else, and then start blogging about it. Yeah, okay, maybe you haven't studied it, but it's a good way as a PR person, a journalist, or any kind of copywriter to develop an expertise in the area of your interest, or where you think you can make some money. So, that's all I had to say for today. Thanks for tuning in. It's Uncle Drew talking to you, freelancer letting his freak flag fly, and be sure to subscribe down below. Tell your friends, share, I appreciate that. And I'm also going to sneak in a link about cucumber season in Central and Eastern Europe. It's an article that I wrote a couple of years ago on LinkedIn, but I think you'll enjoy it, and it's probably apt, and hope you're enjoying the summer, having a cocktail, putting your feet up, and having a great time. So enjoy, relax, yo pianisht for those of you who are living where I'm living, and stay safe, everybody. Uncle Drew talking to you. Peace out.